You have a couple of interesting things that you said, like grappling onto your nurse identity. I will never say that I'm like a medical writer only online. I'm like, I'm a nurse medical
Yeah,
writer.
yeah,
Like the nurse will always be tagging along with me. I
yeah,
worked so hard for that. The NCLEX was so hard. Like
yeah.
I'm not dropping that RN anytime soon
Me
off of
either.
anything. Yeah, yeah. So I totally get that. And a lot of knowledge comes with the RN. You know what I mean?
It does.
Or LPN and NP, like we're a whole happy nursing family over here.
I think
Um,
that's something a lot of nurses don't realize, honestly, because we hang out with a lot of nurses. So we all have this basic knowledge. But when you step outside the nursing world, there is so much of that that people never have any exposure to on so many levels. So you really have so much knowledge that people need and are willing to come to you for if you can somehow find a way to let them know you have it, you know?
Oh yeah. I also love that you said that you're not certified because you can actually get certified for writing through the American Medical Writing Association, but it doesn't hold a ton of weight. And I'm not certified. That's why I haven't gotten certified because there's different markets. Certifications are really important, but I understand why people don't go straight away for every certification. Not all of them are like equal.
Yeah.
Um,
And
okay.
what's what you want to do with it too. It's not always necessary, to unless you're like if you're trying to get into the hospital system, you really want to make a difference. Those letters probably mean something. But if you have the specialty that's not kind of just maybe a little bit removed from nursing, or is outside of a hospital system, you may not need it. So it would just be a waste of your time anywhere. Where you could spend that time learning more about what your specific thing that you're teaching people.
Which also fascinating because I don't think people knew that you could be a nurse coach in a hospital. Like I haven't seen that type of setup yet. So that's
Well,
also super
I think it's a
interesting.
very new thing. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's things changing in that world that I'm not like involved in the change. I'm just keeping my like, keeping my eye on it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I know there's a couple nurses that have introduced it to hospitals, and there actually was a coaching program. I think the Mayo Clinic did it for physicians that had existed that I think that like it was going on during COVID, and they actually retained, I think, the largest percentage. I can't remember the numbers. I'm not a good number person. I should have wrote it down. But the largest percentage of their physicians during COVID, and the physicians themselves attributed it to the coaching program they had, where they were coaching the physicians as they went through it. So it was really interesting. It's not nurses, but it's the concept of coaching in the hospitals that was the support. So I'm like, that's amazing.
Oh,
Let's do that for nurses.
yeah, it's so wild. Like, I don't know. It just seems like such a no-brainer to me. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. Hopefully the rest of
There's
the
a lot of
industry.
things like that in healthcare sometimes, right?
I
So,
know, that's so true. Well, hopefully the rest of the industry really catches up to this because it seems like a really, like I said, like a no-brainer here that we can like really support our nurses with this type of coaching that you have. Jen, do you have any like thing that you want to end with? Any closing words, anything like that?
I would just say it's always okay to say no if it's too much. Like, do not be pressured into picking up extra shifts or saving your unit or doing anything administrative like that at the cost of yourself, because it will never reciprocate itself in the way you want it to. Honestly, you're worth so much more. It's also always okay to say no to taking extra patients if you're not comfortable. Like, do not, I feel like that it's something that's hard to develop as a nurse, and they really like don't tell new nurses like it's okay to say no, I'm uncomfortable with that. And honestly, when I've ever taken that to a supervisor, I've been supported when I use those words. So
Yeah, yeah. I remind people that all the time that it's not your job to fill empty shifts. It's not your job to fix the staffing ratio. It's your manager's job. You're a
yep.
shift worker working at the bedside, and if you're doing that, you're actually taking the workload off your manager. So, like whoever is your administrator really needs to be solving those issues, not you. And
Yep.
if you're saying no to a shift, if you're taking time off, you're not letting your coworkers down. Again, your manager is letting your coworkers down because they don't have an effective float pool. So please, please, please take the time off you need. Say no when you need to say no. Protect your flame because your hospital is not doing it for you. Jenn Ohlinger, thank you so much. This was such a great conversation. You can find her at the moonflowercoachingcollective.com. You can find all of her resources there. including her super amazing 7-step program for stress relief. She also has a free burnout assessment if you guys are interested. Jenn, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. It was so much fun. Thank you.